My mum went to the Costco today. She got monsters. She got white monsters.
Why don't you get a drink then?
I could, you know.
Get one before you hit start.
Oh, I like this song. This song's nice. Speaking of it, I need to get my charger as well because my iPod doesn't have a charge on it right now. It's got 1%. And I do want to keep looking at shots, so.
This is the fucking Reddit story one.
Welcome back, guys. So this story's back in it. I don't know many Reddit stories, I'll be honest.
No, it's like those horror Reddit stories.
Yeah, and they have like the most diabolical like endings.
Yeah.
Where like someone explodes or something.
Yeah, they're just like, my house is being haunted by an evil monster, and it's just like some mad shit where like the family gets absolutely massacred.
What? Like the family gets
like,
atomized.
Yeah, their family gets like subjugated by this monster and just like controlled and shit.
I don't know what the next one. I've just got the Bathrooms playlist on because the Bathrooms has some nice music. Oh, I might get copyright strike for this. Oh, you know what? I don't care.
This one as well.
These ones, I've seen these on TikTok. They have crazy stories on them sometimes.
Yeah, to be fair, they're actually quite good, but they're like a bit crazy, like.
Yeah. I forgot what file format I've got to import. Like a GLB, I think. Gotta be careful what shots I show you. Shots, what files I show you.
Are you streaming yet?
Yep. What the hell? Why is it so much? Why is it such a big flashlight? What the hell? Is this even controlled by anything? No, it's just imported like a load of random empties. I rarely open up like deleting like stuff that's needed. Am I? No, I'm not. I'm deleting stuff that didn't need to be there anyway. What's this? What's it going to do now? So scale this down to a normal bloody scale. Oh, so a bad shot. I haven't had shots even. I'm typing that, didn't you know? Right, now I've just got to figure out. Is it attached to this? Oh, well, that makes more sense. What? Brother. Who's constrained this? Who's done this? Oh, exported. Why not? What? What the hell? That is so weird. What? Oh, my eye hurts. I'm assuming it's like really badly scaled now. Well, I guess we'll never know because it doesn't want to look. It doesn't want to like. Why is it like? I need to unparent this somehow. I don't know how. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know. Unsure. iPad's just died. Sick. I need to get my charger. I need to figure out why this light is like the way it is. Textures aren't even loading on it. You know what? I spoke too soon. I'm gonna skip this song kind of though. Oh my god, this song. This is... I don't know if they used this one either on those videos. You know what's weird? On PC, I don't think you can make stories on a PC. Or I might just be stupid.
What are you talking about?
You know, making like an Instagram story.
Yeah.
I don't think you can make them on PC because I'm trying to find it. There's no prompt. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can press create, but there's no story. It just says post, live, add AI. I want to make a post. I want to make a story. Right. And let me just go get my charger real quick to charge my iPod.
Okay.
Okay, hang on. Ooh. Jiminy crickets. Right, I'll be back in a sec. I'm just gonna go grab a drink as well while I'm at it.
You got a new chat.
Plug it in. There we go. Okay, we'll be back in a sec.
Okay.
I have returned.
Hello.
Hang on. Here there I go.
Hi.
Hello. Right. What song's playing? I don't know what song this is. Oh, this song as well, this one. I've heard this one before. I wish I could keep the... You know what? I'm just going to pull the tab out. Because I need to have chat. Wow. Can I not, like, keep chat popped out? I guess I can just leave it there. That's fine. Right, so I'm trying to figure out why... Who's textured this? This is so, like, cursed. I'm just gonna delete this entire flashlight thing.
It feels like you're trying to go for the FNAF 2 reimagined kind of thing.
You think?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to go for the... I just want to do, like, a flashlight equip animation. But for some reason, finding a flashlight model is a bit cooked. Yeah, that was a .glb, so why was it cooked when I imported it? It imported just absolutely destroyed. I mean, I could just use this one. Let's download that as a GLB. Yeah, this music's cooked. What's this? Oh, this is a good song. This is a good song. This is definitely a good song. I've heard this song plenty of times. Right, I will be answering questions. If anyone has questions, like, do let me know, obviously. Time to get... I need the lights to be a bit brighter. Am I light alive? I was about to say, are the lights live? Or alive? Alive. Right. Yeah. Today's stream, we're making first-person animation stuff. I was gonna do some jump scare stuff, like from like the likes of Five Nights at Freddy's, but I'll probably do that like in a bit, most likely. But yeah, I've just got to find music to play because there's absolutely no music, like whatsoever. So, let me see. I could just play I'd play the TASM theme, but the only thing is like, I don't know. I usually like listen to stuff that's relevant to the thing that I'm trying to do because it keeps me on track in a sense, like it's because it's related. I don't know if that's like deep in it, but
Huh?
nothing. I just said I usually listen to music that's relevant to the like what I'm animating, so I can stay on track. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is this another like an enormous flashlight? It is. Why is it invisible?
Have you
It's
ever thought that the actual rig might be tiny?
no. There's no rig. They usually aren't rigged. Yeah, I'm gonna have to add. You know what I'm gonna add on this? I'm
Not
gonna add.
not the actual, not the flashlight rig. I meant the the scene that you've downloaded.
No, this looks fine. The only thing that's turned off is well, if the grid's turned on, I can probably see how big it is. I mean, I just turned it on and I can't see. There we go.
Yeah,
No, that's the
the
floor. I turned floor on. Speaking of floor, it's through the floor, which is a habit you shouldn't do. Because if you animate through the ground, if you do simulations, they won't work because it needs to be because you're in the minus zone of the world, and it usually just freaks out if you do that. Right, we're gonna because this doesn't have a rig, we're gonna make a makeshift one by using a cube. And we just want to shift control selection, no cursor to selection. Literally right there. And we want to grab this, select the cube, shift selection to cursor. We're gonna make it about roughly the same like size, and we're going to stretch it kind of like this. This is just a basic kind of setup to control it, because then it's in the shape of the flashlights and that controls the flashlight. So we're just gonna basically shift. I could just pair into like control P, pair into object. Oh, I guess not. Let me just unpair into then. This to this. Let's see if that works. Keep transform. Yep, there we go. So now this can be put in the hands of James, because this is the what's it called? The Silent Hill rig. So usually I'm trying to think. Would you? So I've seen like some people hold it where like the flashlight's kind of more. I'll use me monster can. People sometimes hold it like that, or they hold it like this. So I'm trying to think. Would it be like a good way to hold it? I'd probably do it like that, like because holding it like this is cool, but like I don't think that's like holding it like this isn't comfortable. Like that is more comfortable. So I don't know. I'm not too sure. But first, I need to find some music because we need to get in the zone. So, if anyone has any suggestions, also, I'm not opposed. Oh my god. Just have this playing in the background.
hold me close till I get up.
Time is barely
I'm
on our
ready on
side.
our side.
I don't wanna waste what's
Always
left.
what's left. Is all I can trust.
Right, I'm gonna turn
Yeah.
the what's it called off of this.
We'll waste into that.
Right, we're gonna turn this off. So we can only select this. Just so it looks like he's holding it normally. But we want to turn it like kind of like this. So we wanted to make it look like he's grabbing it normally. Because if it doesn't fit the hand, then it's obviously gonna look strange. So I'm gonna take this out first. We're gonna put his hand into kind of like a fist. God, let me just like move his hand like up like this. Yeah, I can't listen to this song. The only reason is because of like. Sorry, suburban needs to move. Jesus. I don't know if this works. Oh, it does work. Oh, this song. Right, so if he's okay. You know what? I think the TASM theme was an actual shout, so we're gonna put the TASM theme on. Let me just go find this. Just give us a second. There we go. Right, we're gonna keep the TASM music playing. Right. Okay. God, this tab's like collapsing. I'm trying to like watch the live stream so I can see the chat, but it doesn't seem to be wanting to do that today. So. Dun, 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 dun. Na, 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 na. I don't know why it's not letting me look at the chat. That needs to get turned down a little bit. Right, let me check the docs. There we go. Okay, there we go. But now I've got the stream up. God. Okay, cool. That's literally all I needed to get up. Was just that what the stream was going like. What day is it tomorrow? Tuesday. Tuesday. What am I doing tomorrow? Should have been on. I really hope this is late. Like late at night. Really do. Okay, we're gonna get this. Just like so. Oh, speaking of which, I can make the poster. I was gonna say that I was live. Oh, I didn't even realize that was William. Oh my god. I actually didn't realize. I was like... stupid. Really stupid. Right. What's the animation about? Not too specific right now. It's more just like first person tests, cause what's it called? I'm just planning on doing some stuff that will require me to do this. So best to get practice in. Otherwise, going in blind's not very good. I think I did some first-person perspective animations in college, but college was a while ago. Which is weird to say.
By some you mean singular.
Yeah, I did one. I never did it again.
That was only the very start, wasn't
It was, wasn't it? That was a while ago. That was like, how many years ago was that now? Like 2?
it? Yeah, something like that. It was like like 2-3 months after you started college.
Yeah, it's weird how long ago it was, though.
Um,
Trying to see how to make this like look normal. Right, so it's got to kind of like go around like this. Anyways, but the whole hand kind of breaks. Okay, now I don't know if this is good or not, so I'm gonna grab this. We're gonna constrain this now to the hand, to the James rig. So we wanna choose James as the rig. Now look for hand. Could be wrist. Wrist. Right, this is the right wrist. So it's IK2, so wrist IK. And now that we've done that, now this should. Yep. And now we just need to kind of fix these finger positionings. So just so it looks a little bit more organic. Kind of like that, just so it looks like it's actually wrapped around and not like floating around. Otherwise, it kind of looks strange. So we're also going to fix the positioning of the flashlight too. Gonna kind of rotate it slightly. What just happened to the TASM thing? Okay, there's like, okay, we're just gonna like skip into this. I'm gonna skip into this a little bit more because there's like a ton of tracks. Because it's like the whole playlist is like unused music too, so yeah. Okay, it's a little bit low. Music's a little bit low now. See, now it's kind of sitting funny in the hand. I don't know if it's because of how the model's like rigged, but there's some kind of weird deformation going on with the hand here. I'm gonna see what it looks like if I bring it up to like the. Because all that matters is it looks nice. Why do all the flashlights come in with like strange textures? I don't know why they do that. God, but these like rigs are so cool. Like the
the
actual,
flashlight's kind of in the hand, like, but
it's so like I don't know why. I'm just gonna turn the flashlights off. Right. Goodbye, flashlights. Goodbye, goodbye. Right, we're not having a flashlight now, honestly. I think I've just got to figure out what I want the hands to do.
shadow boxing.
Or just make him do shadow boxing.
Yeah.
Oh, should I do like a Half-Life healing animation where like all his fingers are like broke and he just like fixes them all by like covering his hand? It's actually such a good rig. And the textures look so real. I wonder if they're like if this like texture's scanned or not. Well, you know what I mean? It actually looks so nice.
I mean, I can see them like.
Oh, that looks horrible.
Okay.
Oh, just snaps the finger back. Just I'm trying to think of like a first-person animation I could do, but like it's so difficult because there's so like there's so much meaning, but like usually but Jesus behind the movement, like they have like such purpose, and like I wouldn't do like a gun one because I feel like if I did that wrong, every gun enthusiast would be like, "That's wrong. That's really no." Which like sometimes they are. Sometimes I could just do it. I could just be.
That's why reference exists.
Yeah, I could just be really unoriginal and just like do Spider-Man again, but you know what? I think I actually might. I might just get the Tarzan model back open and just like do like a web whip, like normal test. It's so far down in my files. Speaking of which, hang on, right now I'm not working on anything. Like right now I'm deciding what to work on because there's nothing to do right now. So I'm probably just gonna animate the Tarzan rig again, honestly. Because we love this rig. This rig is nice. You know what's a really good scene? You know the scene where he fights Electro in Times Square and he gets shot by the sniper and he's like, no! And then he thwips really briefly and then you see him go flying and he hits the wall. He hits the police car. I think that's really nice. That was a really nice animation. I'm actually gonna get that scene up. Let's go on YouTube a second. Actually, I don't even need to go on YouTube. I have the film.
You just has to flex that real quick.
I don't even have to flex. I just have it.
I have the film.
I have the movie, guys. I don't need a YouTube.
Guys, look at me over here. I have the movie.
Guys, you guys have to sit by and watch on YouTube. I use my own. Alright, let me just pause that film. Right, I've got to be like careful about this because I can actually get sucked off for using this. It's not here yet. It's like right here. Yeah, that part right there. Oh, it's so good. It's like so beefy. Like the way he flies back. It's like, oh. It's so good. And then you get that like CG like perspective of him like holding his wrist like that, and it's all let's see, let me see. Go on, show it to me. Oh, it's so good. It's so nice.
I like the one after it when he has to do the slow-mo shit.
Oh yeah, the slow-mo, and you see it like you see his like hand get into like shape, and it does like the and then all the it's so good. It's so good. Let me just get to that. Because I'm trying to like make sure I don't show so much to the point where the video just gets taken down. Oh. The visual effects breakdown for this scene is so good. Oh, it's so good. Okay, now we're gonna start watching it or else I'm gonna get like killed. So I'm gonna animate him doing like that thwip like that. No, and he does like a. So we're gonna pose him. Make sure it's like real nice. First step is to get his feet in. Okay.
Oh, I'm smelling chicken nuggets. Oh.
You're smelling chicken nuggets.
Yeah, my dad's making food for my sister, so.
Ah. Yeah.
Ooh.
Right, the legs didn't. I mustn't have IK enabled.
I think he's done though, so I might go make some chicken strips.
Gonna make some chicken strips.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that scene's really cool. I think I've got that film as well. Let me just get that a sec. That's a cool scene where when he's fighting him. I actually have the extended cut of Spider-Man 2, the 2.1. Let me get that scene up real quick. I think that's such a cool scene too. And then he like he's kind of in the sky for a little bit, and then he webs back. Yeah, this part right now is so sick. It's not yet. It's way before this. No, it's a little bit before. Whereabouts is it? Where like he flips back? Oh, it's this bit. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's such a good scene. It's so good. Right, now we need to find the IK leg. Because only one right now is turned on. That's the arm. FK arm, leg, IK left. Where's IK right?
Right back.
Alright, here we go. Right, so all we need to do now is get him in like a nice pose. So we're gonna get him in this stance. Can I fix these? Like, can I make these world space? No, it's local space. I'm pretty sure otherwise it's gonna have kind of a strange pose with the feet. Oh, they're like hmm. Hmm. Strange. Real strange. Also, this is like such a like a cool control. I really like this. So the main goal right now, we want to get him in like a kind of defensive pose because like in the movie when he's actually doing this move, it's kind of like Electro's obviously being like electrified and Spider-Man's already in like kind of like this position where like he's trying to like stop everyone from like hitting Max. So he's kind of like, yo, like we need to chill out. And then he kind of hits like the and then hits him with the so like excuse me. Okay. So we kind of need to God, these wheels need to chill. We need to get him in like a defensive pose to kind of make it even out. So we're putting this leg forward kind of defensively. Move this one back a little bit more so he has like weight, like backwards weight to like kind of ground himself. See, it's already looking real nice. And we're going to put this back on local space. And we're gonna lift this hands up because right now we're just gonna right now we just want to get that first pose in because getting that first pose to get like the it's good. It basically is really good to get that transition because we want to know how we get from this like to this, like this or to this. So we want to show the power and the force. So we want to get him in sort of a defensive pose. So like it's not to do with weight. Like IK and FK is nothing. Like people can use full IK for weight, but the way that I do it is I use a mixture. So I keep the feet in IK space, so like doing like this. But then I usually put the arms in FK because I prefer like going like this and like having to move it kind of like this. And the fact that it moves with like the upper body. But people do things where like they can make the space of the IK hand because the IK usually with rigs kind of goes away like this if you move it too far away. But there's ways around it. But I just prefer I prefer FK for the arms. But there's ways you can use IK at the same time for everything. But I just prefer FK personally. Right, so I'm trying to think of this pose. I could just put this like this hand in a fist position. So it's kind of nice. We're gonna lift this shoulder up because obviously we want him to still kind of look like he's like putting up a defense for himself, but like kind of trying to calm someone down. So yeah, let's keep the music playing. Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, so there's something like this. See, now he's in this like kind of defensive like position, so we can get this to whip under because he's gonna do like kind of like a under move, which would look really nice. So let's get this hand into a fist. I will play Outlast if you get Sons of the Forest. That's the deal. Unfortunately, that's the deal now. Until you get Sons of the Forest, Outlast is not getting finished. Right. Now let's make this hand fist. See, so we kind of have them like this, which is really nice. Now we want to get a camera kind of like maybe here. This looks like a nice position, but we want to make sure that silhouette's readable because this arm's like going over, so I'm trying to think of the best possible silhouette read. Like this is good, but I feel like it's showing too much of like this. I don't know. Okay, this is nice. That's a nice silhouette. Okay, we'll do this then. So we'll go cam. We're gonna add a cam and add the cam. We're gonna. There we go. Oh, I guess there was already a camera in the scene. That's seemingly turned off for some reason. Oh yeah, I remember now. Right, we're gonna. Where's this in? It's in collection 3. Wow. Let's drag this into cam. I'm just gonna delete that. Okay, so we have this really nice silhouette now on Spider-Man. We're gonna make sure to keyframe this just so it's there. Turn this off because we don't want the lights. So now we have this. Now let's just turn off this so we get some nice borders. So we have this nice pose now. I don't know whether I should bring this arm down slightly. Specifically this part. Or like kind of put it like this. See, that looks quite nice. So the goal now from getting him from this position, the move that he's gonna do is kind of like, because he's got his arm kind of in like this position, we want to make this back arm kind of go under like that. So he's gonna end up in this pose as his last pose, kind of like shooting that arm out because that arm is gonna be carrying the so we want to show the force of him throwing this arm that's behind the mouth because this is kind of like a defensive hand, so he's kind of like doing this, and this one behind him is kind of like he's prepared to shoot this web if required. So we want to show that it's kind of like a last ditch effort thing. So what we want to do is we want to make sure, because none of this is keyed, I'm just going to key everything. Since it's on frame 0, we're going to say like, let's say, I'm going to say like frame 7. I'm going to have some like idle movement so it doesn't look like it just goes straight away. And then, was it such a quick movement? I'm gonna say frame 13. We're gonna do the repose. So let's move this. Now we want to kind of move this. Move it kind of like this. And then this foot here is probably gonna tilt because he's moving the entirety of his mass. So we want to make sure that we see that, otherwise it's not gonna look right. So kind of like that. But we need to make sure that this pose is readable as well, because the importance of having like a readable pose in animation is, again, it's important because it's basically showing the audience. Like the best thing that I was told really that it's relevant to is if you were to change this texture and make Spider-Man's texture completely black, like completely jet black, can you read the pose? And if like there's like things like if it looks like this and it's over his chest and you cannot read his hands or where his arms are, then it's obviously it's not a very good pose to convey. So that's what we want to be mindful of. We want to be mindful that you can read the pose in this scene. So we want to make sure that outside the camera the pose looks good too. So let's do that. Okay. So now we're gonna get this. We're gonna open these fingers. So we have this, which is like really nice. But I might just twist this ever so slightly. See, because now we have this transition right here, because it's going to be kind of like he's tilting on one side. So we're going to tilt the body. And we're going to kind of move the head down. Make sure this transition's better. Kind of like so. So now this, obviously we want this to look like he's kind of pushing it under. So we lift it up so it kind of goes. Now all this is we need to make sure that it looks natural. So making it look natural. I guess I could do it like this, so it's kind of like he's flicking it out. I don't know how fast it's up. Okay. Right here, we should kind of twist it up. We need to move this from being there to kind of like there. Okay, right here should have been lifting already, so it needs to be kind of like. Okay, that's kind of breaking silhouette, but. Okay. We can also add some kind of like. No, wouldn't really add some drop to that anyway. We're gonna add some more rotation to that. And we're gonna move this kind of more like this. Keep this like that. Keep this more central like this. Okay, so I was there. Okay, I think this maybe moves a little bit too much outwards or upwards. We want to bring that back. Or just fully delete it. Okay, let's fully delete it and just like... Right. Actually, you know what? Let's keep him double. I'm gonna do a double flip so he's more like this now. So instead of just doing one, he's gonna do the two hands kind of like this. I think that could look better. It might look better, so that's exactly what we're gonna do. And there's less movement in it too. He just has to rotate this kind of part of his body and then bend this part down. And we can kind of move this. And then the trick is we move these shoulders a little bit inwards. And yeah, yes I am. Right, we wanna make sure because because of the camera's position, the camera's kind of so he's more on this side of the screen. We don't want to have too much, like we don't want the silhouette to be broke, because if I do this, you're gonna lose the hands in the chest because it's gonna be, his hands are gonna be over his chest, so you're not gonna get that silhouette. It's not gonna look good. So I'm trying to think of a way I can pose him without it looking strange. Otherwise, it's gonna look really, really weird, which we don't want. Because when you're doing Spider-Man, you want to make sure it's like really, really nice. So he's in this position. And we want to make a nice web whip and pose. I could just use this arm. It's already ready to. So let's go to here. Let's just see what we can do with this. Let's just lift this part up. A web pull. When you say web pull, like specify what you mean by web pull, because like he does like a web pull when he swings, or like is it like a web and a pull? Like what kind of web pull did you have in mind? How would you do which? The one, okay, the one that Boogie Maguire does when he's trying to hide. Oh, okay. I mean, that's not necessarily, that's the way they did that. Obviously, the pumpkin bomb and the web was digital, but it's kind of like that. And then he obviously, like, that's not that difficult. That's kind of like, let's say it's just going and then going back. That's not necessarily quite difficult because he's just doing a whip, and it's like you can just record yourself doing that if you want to use reference, but that's a really simple animation to pull off because, well, he's walking away, so all you need to do is just animate you walking away, or just take reference of you walking away, or you just use the film, so he dodges like this and then pulls it back. So all you've got to really put into account is how fast that pumpkin bomb has been thrown. So it's gone forward. He's webbed it like that. So the web obviously has stretch. So we want to think about like how fast was it going and how much would that stretch the web. So probably stretches it kind of like a little bit, and then it's gonna come back. So he pulls the web past him because then he throws it. So then it's going. So. I mean, it's not a difficult one to do. It just takes a little bit of reference. I keep ruining this silhouette. It's such a good silhouette too. Okay, I'm gonna make him a bit more like side on. Kind of like this. And then we're gonna move this down. Yeah, see, that's looking way nicer. And we can move this back. See, we get this nice inconsistency in the pose. So we've got one arm that's facing down, one that's going this way, that's this way. So that looks really nice. Now we're gonna just obviously pose this. Actually, let's add some inconsistency in that. Okay, we want to reposition this hand just a little bit, just so we can get silhouettes. Okay, let's lift this hand up. And then we're gonna kind of move this kind of like this, so it's... See, and then we can add some kind of sort of jiggle to him. Kind of like he's tilting just ever so slightly. And we'll put this down a little bit, and then this up. And move this up. And this head just ever so slightly. So then we kind of get this. So we get that like jut. So like he's jutting the hand up, but then you see like the kind of cell. Kind of looks nice. And then even for this hand, we can do the same. We can like add the delay onto this, so it's kind of like... And then have it relax. It's just overlap. Okay, that's exactly what this is. So it basically makes everything kind of complement itself. So when this hand now, we're gonna rotate this actually. So see that, like the way that's moving up, but it's like going down at the same time. So it's kind of doing this. Like it looks nice. It's just something that makes things look pretty. Like even this hand. So if Blender wants to like not crash, I need to fix the pose for this finger. This finger looks real bad. I'm just gonna... Actually, would it look better if it was just like... Nah. Yeah, let's make it just go down once. Like that. Now that it's resting, we can bring it up so... Kind of like so, and I'll bring it down again, bring this up. No, never mind. So it's... We want to bring this up and bring this down. Kind of straighten the arm out. Or... We want to... I need to see the motion. I keep kind of messing up on remembering the motion of the arm. Right, so it's going down already, so let's bring it down more. Just trying to remember. Let me just see where this is going. Yeah, okay. So the motion's there. We can see that nice motion of like this transit. We also need to animate the body. Like kind of resting. So we want to just. Okay. Not too much. Right. Okay, you need to make sure that this arm settles correctly, otherwise it's going to look kind of strange. Okay, that looks a lot better. That looks really nice. We're gonna shorten these frames down though, just so I can get. See, because we get that like little like kind of unpredictable movements in his body now, especially in the front arm. Okay. So this, I'm just gonna add some like movements in these frames. Don't worry about that. Now for this back arm, I'm just gonna add some kind of subtle secondary motion. Kind of slow this down a little bit. Bring it back. And then we can bring this down, bring this to here. Just trying to get some overlap in this hand now. Not liking that. I might just keep the arm like this. Because the other, it seems like it's too like smooth, like butter. So instead we're gonna pose it like this. See, we don't want to like, we need to find like an equal way of doing this. So I don't know what the hell I just did there. You just need to figure a way to make this kind of look normal, because we want to show that like there's like a weight transfer in this body, so we want to make sure we can convey that. Like this. That's looking a lot better now. We're gonna add some jiggle to the head, kind of not jiggle, but like more like focal, like he's keeping his head straight. Otherwise, it's just going to stay static, and we don't want static moving heads. I'm gonna kind of maybe crouch this so like he can like jump up. Because we're trying to get some like real motion. So also I think here. Okay, right here we need to like kind of like kind of like he's about to throw this arm back, so I want to like move this in a little bit more. We're gonna tilt this now. We're gonna bring this forward like a little bit because I want to get that like. If you can kind of see where I'm going for. So now we can kind of. We're just trying to get some motion so it kind of looks natural. That's the main goal. So I think we can lift this up to. So right here, I'm gonna move this kind of like. Not too forward actually, maybe like there. And now we're just gonna focus on the motion of the head, so it's not like. Because right here, it's kind of just like moving with the body, so we want to make sure it kind of moves on its own accord, kind of like. Same with this kind of twist, you want to make sure like it's kind of free moving. Let's see how that looks. See like that. Maybe slightly less jiggle that part, so we're gonna fix that just a tad bit. We're gonna toy with that shoulder too. That shoulder's a little bit too like. That's a lot better. So we're getting that nice motion. We're getting a nice transition. Again though, for something like this, since it's such a realistic movement, I would still use reference. I'm just trying to go off the top of my head from what I know. But you know, it's good to show. But like that's some really you can see like a nice arc right there with the hand. So it goes kind of like up and then down. So it kind of looks really nice and natural. So I think one thing that's gonna make this look a lot better is if it translates kind of like right here it goes to a fist, but right here his hand's in kind of a more relaxed pose. So I'm gonna relax the hand just a little bit, and then we're gonna make the hand go into the like the clenched fist position when he's like moving the hand backwards. That could look really nice, because it shows like he's tensing up, like he's getting ready. So we're gonna do that. Just gonna do this a little bit more. And for each of these, we're gonna offset the frames. Just so they don't all clench at the same time. So this one's gonna go first, this one's gonna go second. This one's gonna go third. This one's gonna go fourth, so it's like... And then this one comes last, so this one will go there. But then we're gonna rotate this hand, so it's kind of like... We can maybe make it a little less, because I feel like it's too open right here. This is a little bit too open, so I'm gonna relax the hand even more. Otherwise, it's kind of gonna look strange. And then obviously, because there's no keys here, I'm gonna lift this arm up. I need to get this pose to see what this pose is right now. See, that looks. This is the goal. It wants to make it look natural, and now it looks nice. It looks really nice, and the flow is nice.
Hello.
What do you think of this so far?
Huh? Yeah, that's pretty good.
It's pretty nice, isn't it? I was just showing the what's it called, like the flow of this hand right now. So you can kind of see that nice arc that it makes. Like it makes a really nice, like it's got a nice travel to it.
Yeah.
Like the way it flows, like it looks nice. You get this kind of like bounciness to it, and that's really nice. And then in motion, the way it goes, because it's basically complementing like the force behind each, you know, because there's like a weight transfer in this, like a force transfer or whatever you want to call it, because he's obviously rearing up to do this, so he's like pushing this weight out. So you want to make sure that you can tell how much force is getting pressed. So there's not that many keys in the press, but in motion it actually looks quite nice. I'm pretty happy with it. I just need to key these hands. Like this one, you want to make sure that each finger doesn't shut. Like if it does this, or better yet, if I do it like this. If it sort of goes like at the same time, you don't want it. You don't want it to do this, or it goes like this. You don't want that. You want it to kind of do this. Like each finger's got its own flow, because it adds character and it just looks nice. If it does this, it kind of just like doesn't look good. So you want to make sure that each one's kind of a frame behind the last, because it makes it look really nice. Okay, for this one, I kind of want to have the hand do something like this. Like it's kind of relaxing, but it's not. It's kind of like preparing in a sense. So how would you make a hand look like it's preparing, you might ask? Do a kind of pose like this, so it's kind of like... Be a bit more like this. because he's not doing the pose yet, so we want to get the force in the fingers too. See, like that, because it's dead nice. Really, really nice. But yeah, it's like treating the fingers as they kind of like their own character, because like the fingers are carrying this like pose that Spider-Man has with these hands. So you want to be careful not to break it. See, now the fingers they've got some like whiplash to them, so you can kind of see the force when it goes to the whip. This index finger kind of needs some more work on it. I think I kind of flicks out too quick or too much. And it kind of goes back to its normal position too quick. No, it's too slow. See, it's all about just messing around. Like, when you do this, you just want to... Don't be discouraged if you're not liking what you're seeing. Just keep toying around with what you've got until you kind of go, yeah, that's right. So I've been animating for around like since 2014. I started with stop motion, moved on to 2D animation and 3D animation back in 2023. So I've been 3D animating for about 2 years now. And usually, like at first, I didn't get taught by anyone. I was using like the Spider-Man. Let me turn the music down a slight bit. I was using like the movies as a reference, kind of like a pinpoint to learn, in a sense. But then as I got into college, I started to learn more about 3D, because when I joined college, that's when I began 3D animation. And then I began to get out there more in like the animation community and kind of get some like people to help me along the way. Like there's been so many people who are now friends who are now know who have really assisted me in animating. And honestly, it's a big journey. It's very long, but like it is rewarding. I'm probably not gonna render this only because my PC probably can't handle the textures. So if I was gonna probably render it, I'd probably send it off to like one of my friends to do. But I might. I mean, it just depends really. But this was just to show how to animate, really, how to animate something like this. I'm gonna do the web too, maybe. Okay, I need to fix that rotation on this back arm. See, that's looking really nice. Okay, we're gonna add some kind of like, because it rotates, we're gonna... Okay, the arm kind of veers off to the right, the left to a bit too much. Okay, that goes up too much. Just give it a sec. Give it a sec. See, it looks a lot better now. I think he should kind of look at the target though, because he's kind of not looking at it. The target's kind of this direction. So we're going to make him look at it. That looks a lot better. And the webs aren't really difficult. The webs are just animated curves. To do that, you just need to get an add-on called the Animal or Animal. I think it's. Do I have it on this one? Yeah, it's called. Do I not? It should be on this version. Yeah, no, it should be here. I don't know why it's not there. Why is it not there? Hold on. Let me just grab this curve. Okay. So, okay, that makes a lot more sense. So, once you actually have a curve in, if you don't see it in the outline, you know, this toolbar kind of thing, it won't appear. But once it does, it's this tab. It's called the Animal tab, and you can basically animate these curves as if they're webs. And it's a really useful add-on, and I definitely would use it. I do, but, you know, I mean, you guys should use it if you want to do it, like, webs. Well, I'm happy that influenced you to want to start your journey. It's, you know, the one thing I will say about animation is sometimes it can be a bit tough, but, you know, if you keep at it, you know, if you keep consistent, like I try to do animation as much as I can per day. Like even once a day is fine. It's just keeping that consistency. So you want to, it's almost like a muscle. You want to keep working that out. Once you work it out enough, you start to develop, you know, you progress, you start to see more. I also think if you're going to start, if you have started, I would suggest like keeping progress on your work, because it's really, really like, it's good to see how far you've came. Like I've got some of my first animations and seeing those compared to what I can do now, it's so good because it shows that progression. So I would suggest doing that. Really good. There's a lot of tutorials online as well. I would definitely use those. I think that's one of the mistakes that I did, is I didn't really look at that enough. I kind of just learned as I went. So I definitely would watch some tutorials, but I just wanted to animate straight away. So I kind of just learned as I went. But yeah, honestly, I'm really happy that my video has pushed you to want to start your journey. That's really nice. Right, we're going to fix this pose because no one's fingers when shooting a web is like this. It's more like pressing a pad. So we want to fix this. I think it's these two right here. When he actually hits this pose, we're going to make these rotate kind of like this. We just need to make sure that they're not like doing what they're doing right now, which is like kind of going into one another. Something like that's really nice. We could go one step further and make it that these two are also animated. So these get pressed in. These two lift up, and then we relax them again. Yeah, this is looking really nice. Now we can lift these up just a tad bit. and kind of relax these two fingers because it kind of looks really nice. And now we're gonna grab these all again, and then right, that one key, this one we want to kind of get rid of because it kind of ruins it. These two, yeah, it's this one key right here. We don't need this one. See, so now we have this one frame where it presses in completely. I am going to move that though, just so you can see it. Okay, I think that might be a little bit too intense. We're gonna like maybe do it for this one. Drag that. Now let's see. I think I just relaxed maybe too quickly. Oh. No, yeah, I think it's just like that pose is a bit too intense, so we're gonna drag it. Make it this. Delete that really expressed one. Yeah, it's a lot better. So now we get that kind of like press that we wanted. Yeah, I think that looks really nice. Also, I did get a comment about keeping the streams up. I will be keeping the streams, so if anyone misses them or wants to look back, you can always just go on the live tab of my channel and you can check them. So if you want to like kind of watch along as you're maybe animating, just in case you want some like background noise, or like you just want to like watch it over again, there will be in the lives tab of the channel, so you guys can watch them again. But yeah. Now we're gonna add a web. Actually, before we add a web, I'm just gonna add some animation to the hands so they're not static. Right here. I'm gonna relax the hands one more time. Ever so slightly. Yeah, see, that looks nice and natural now. That's what we wanted. We wanted to look like get that nice natural kind of motion. Now, I'm just going to do that. I only do this just if there's no background. It's just so you can see the motion because I'm going to add some camera movements to make it kind of look natural. So we're going to call this just environ. We're going to add a little fake environment just so we can see some movement of Spider-Man. Otherwise, if we animate the camera, he's going to move around. And we don't really want him to move around because it will kind of look bad. In a sense where like it looks like he's like moving around kind of like this, and like it makes the motion kind of look weird. So we just want to add something which the camera can track in the background, so we see Spider-Man stay still, but obviously the camera's moving. So let's do that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make it really quick. I use FK and IK, so it's a kind of like a switch. So the arms are currently in FK, but the legs are in IK because I want to keep the feet grounded, obviously. The hands, I don't really use IK a lot, if ever. I only use IK if he's like attached to a wall, and then if he lets go, it turns back into FK. Just because I like the motion, I get more free range in FK personally. Like it's just a personal preference, but some people would prefer using FK. I mean IK for those hands, and in general. But for like swing sequences, complete FK. I don't really mess with IK when it comes to swinging. I know people like. There's a few people who do. Right, I need to blast this to 0. We want to move this. Oh. Kind of like this. Right, this is nice. This is just something for the camera to track to get that motion down. Increase the scale. There we go. Okay, so when it comes to software, what I would say is right now the industry standard is Maya. So if you would like to get into the industry, I would familiarize myself more with Maya, because I did use Blender a lot before, but then when I went into Maya, it kind of intimidated me because the UI isn't very user-friendly. So I would suggest if you want to go in the industry, use Maya a lot more than Blender. I would use Maya a lot. Just because of like there's a lot in Maya that I would recommend learning more, because when you get a job in the industry, they expect you to know these things. That's what you get paid for. Blender, I started in Blender for me commission work, so like projects with like fan films and stuff. Primarily, you're gonna get people using Blender because it's free source. It's open to the public. Maya, you've got to pay a subscription, so you're not gonna find as many people with it, because it's really expensive as well. But yeah, if you're gonna go in the industry, Maya. If you're gonna do freelance like I do, for like fan films and stuff, use Blender. I'm just using Maya right now so I can make a like a real animation reel. Just because I'm trying to expose myself more to that. So I would use Maya a lot more than Blender personally if you want to get in the industry. That's my take really. But both are really good, but Maya is it's much more superior for animation in my opinion. Just because of the way it is. It's really it's such a good software. It's a shame that they don't have a free indie version though. Real shame. Absolutely no problem. I'm really glad that you're enjoying the streams. Right. So what we're gonna do on the cam, we're gonna add some nice camera motion. Now there's an add-on that you can get online called let me grab it a second. Okay, Camera Shakeify. It's an add-on you can get for Blender, and it's basically some really nice natural movements on cameras. So it's a guy who's like tracked his own camera, like a phone. He's used his phone as like a camera, and he's made an add-on, and it's really useful. So you can get these kinds of movements. Really nice natural movements. And that's what we're going to be using for this. I'm just going to make a separate tab just so I can see the animation as a whole. Kind of like this. Let me just make that color matte. There we go, that's a lot better. Okay, we're going to add a web now. So one issue that I've been running into is that webs or the Bezier curves cannot attach to this for some reason, and I don't know why. So I'm just gonna see if I can add this. If I can add this, then perfect. Right, we're gonna just make sure that this is the same. Now we're gonna make this the child of the web shooter. Set the inverse. Does it work? No, for some reason it doesn't work. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna just shift select this and parent it. No, that doesn't even work. Strange. That's really strange. I don't know why it does that. Okay, well, it doesn't matter, I guess. I was just testing that out. Now we're gonna make a web. So you want to get a path, and then keep it on the same line and just drag it out until it gets to around the web shooter. Then what I do is Control H, hook to new object, and then this we get out of edit mode. When you move the empty, this thing right now, you can see that it's moving the web. Let me just add some geometry onto that so you can see it a bit better. Geometry. I think it's like 0.02. Yeah. See, this now influences this. So what we're going to do is we're going to position this right onto the web shooter hole. Kind of here. And then we're going to make this, going to constrain it to the wrist so that when the wrist moves, it stays there. So we want to get the rig, yeah. So FK, we want to find hand, that's the left, yeah. So now this should, yeah. The only bad thing is it kind of floats. So I'm trying to find a better way to do this. Because it keeps kind of floating around. Let me just see how it looks in this. I mean, that's not bad. Well, you can see, you'll know you've got it right because you can see that the web now follows his wrist because it's connected. So right about there is when the web's going to shoot. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into edit mode again. We're going to add another... Actually, we don't need a hook for that. I mean, I guess you can. It's completely up to you, really, but right now we're going to use the animal add-on to do this. Because right now it's all about posing this web up. Because we want to make it look like the web's like been inside this like compact machine, so it's coming out like quite violently. Because it's at the end of the day, Spider-Man's web shooter is a projectile, so we want to get that like real strong like thwip from the web shooter and make sure it's staying on track. See, kind of like this. But right now, what we've got to do is we've got to kind of shrink everything in. Kind of like this. Let's bring everything down. Kind of like that. That's really nice. So this, we're going to press H on this because we want to hide that because that one is getting controlled. So let's bring this down and bring this a little bit more like this. Because it looks more natural coming out of the web shooter. So we have this pose now. That's the first web pose. So we want to grab all of those. And we want to press all these. Key selected only. And insert a keyframe. And now, when we move forward, about here, we want the web to be straight. So what I'm going to do is we're going to get out of edit mode. And we're going to add... This, honestly, this really doesn't matter. But I'm only doing this so I can put the selected object there. So if he's webbing, it should be about this height. So what we want to do with this now is edit and then selection to cursor like this because this straightens out the web. And now we want to key selected. And now it's web straight, so we get this like... But again, you can just keep... Because what I like to do is I like to pose the web too. Because posing the web's nice. So, because otherwise if it's too fast... It's going to get one pose and it's going to be straight. And I'm kind of a fan of getting to pose this. So that's what we're going to do. Kind of like so. So we get this. But we are going to like straighten this out. So we're going to put it on the active. Let's see how this looks. That looks really nice. Press A to select them all, insert a key. Okay, and now what I do is, so this basically this web starts on frame 12. So what we want to do is before frame 12, so about frame 11, we want to make sure we keyframe these two. So make a key for the web on frame 12, which is the frame that the web becomes visible. Then the frame beforehand, we want to turn this off, because turning it off, once he's pressed the web shooter, it comes back. So then we get this really nice just the whip. And even outside the camera, like, it looks pretty nice. We can maybe fix like where it is. So we grab all of these, go back to here. We want to go to where it lands, which is down here. You can just, again, insert a key. Let's insert another key. Bring this down to here more. Insert a key. See how it looks a lot better. And now we just need to fix this one little pose. Let's bring this up, kind of like this, bring this down. Select those, add a key. See, that looks really nice. Now we're gonna, you don't see this, but it's still really good, just in case like you ends up changing cameras. So we're gonna edit the pose of the feet. So he kind of bends his foot, puts himself into this kind of pose. So we're gonna kind of do this kind of move. Okay, maybe not that, because it's kind of breaking. We're gonna move the IK kind of. I'm gonna push it out and move it like this. Hold on a moment. Okay, so when he twists this foot, we want to make sure that it looks natural. So we're gonna do this and then move it outwards, so we get this nice movement. Because it just looks nice. It's just attention to detail. And even this foot right now, when that does its twist, we can bring it up kind of like so. So he does this like nice movements. Speaking of, I need to bring this foot out the ground a little bit more, but this foot, we're gonna go back to frame 1 and just lift it up. It's a bit too low on the ground. In fact, we can actually maybe twist this foot like this. Maybe we're gonna like. See, that looks really nice. That looks nice and natural. And then in the camera, we get this really nice movement. Now for the web, you can add this like geonode setup. But that's if you want to. Like geonodes, I only mess with that once. Geonodes are really confusing, so like it's completely up to you whether or not you want to use those, because they can be a little bit finicky. But now if I go back to the first frame, we're going to first we're gonna save this. Make sure you save your files. Make sure you save them regularly. Otherwise, if you like crash, if Blender crashes and you don't have a save, then I feel really bad. So make sure you have autosave turned on and have a output file, like a folder specifically. Otherwise, it's gonna be really weird when you sit there and kind of contemplate like the file's just crashed and you don't have a backup. I've been there. It's the worst thing ever. If you animate for hours and then Blender crashes, it is the worst possible thing to ever happen, honestly. So make sure you save your files. So I'm just gonna call this Tasm Tooth Whip. So that's what it is. Tasm Tooth Whip. So make sure just to save. We should see it save now. Yep. So we're gonna put it into the high poly. The high poly is high density. So the model looks more like this, and it moves a lot more slowly. See, like it's not tracking the timeline as fast. That's the result. So I'm gonna save this and I'm gonna render it, but not now, only because my PC would explode. Like honestly, like it may look good, but the mesh density is really, really, really high, especially on like the likes of the hands. It's really high. So we just want to keep it in the proxy version. Otherwise, like this, we want to keep it like this because we get that nice smooth motion. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna render this now that I've seen it. I'm gonna render this animation and it will be put on Instagram. So I'm really happy with this outcome. I'm probably gonna still mess around with the shape of the webs. Hold on a second. Right, so about here. Let's bring this down. Let's bring this up. Right now, these we just need to. See, that looks a lot nicer. Now we just need to see what the posing's like. See, that looks a lot nicer. Now we just need to kind of fix this. He kind of webs, but it's not in the right place. So let's kind of say where he webs. Okay, so the travel sideways. Okie dokie. We're just gonna fix that. Because it is a little bit jarring. So let's just. Yeah, so we see that nice travel from the web there. Yeah, so we can see that like if you see the flow of the web, you can kind of see like this like bump shape that's kind of traveling down the actual body of the web, like right there. That's showing some like wobble to the web. I'm probably just gonna lower it just so we can get like the end of it. Right here. Yeah, it looks really nice. But yeah, that is literally all you need to do. That's a simple setup. And then in the cam, I'll turn everything off. But yeah, geez, I've been streaming for an hour and 45 minutes almost. So I think I'm gonna end stream because I don't have much to animate now. I'm probably just gonna chill out now. But if you guys want more streams, do say if you want more streams, because I don't mind streaming. I really enjoy it because I get to animate and talk to you guys. So if you want to see some more streams, do let me know. Videos, I'm gonna start uploading videos up here. So if you want to let me know personally, I've got a Discord. I've got my Instagram. If you want to reach out and like request a video that you want to see me make, something that you think you would enjoy or find informative, something that will help you learn, let me know and I'll make that video. But yeah, I'm gonna render this when I get this rendered and some stuff done to it. But yeah, guys, I really hope you enjoyed today's stream. I will try and perchance stream tomorrow. I might, just depends. But if not, I will let you guys know. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the stream. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a nice rest of your day or night or morning.